The internet makes you smarter or dumber? Neither? Why do you say that?
Just because it's not all necessarily true what's on there, and so everyone, just because you believe it doesn't mean you're...
Okay, so if I went on the internet and I went on Wikipedia and I got some information, you don't think that makes me...
Smarter? No, because it's not all necessarily true, or you don't know that it's a true fact.
How do you know that, though?
Because Wikipedia doesn't have, it's not a true source.
So how do you distinguish between a true source and a non-true source?
I would get it from a book that you know is a true source. I'd rather read a book than go on the internet.
Okay, so you think the internet
It's
give you
neither.
non-factual information which makes you dumber?
I guess so. More dumb, but not dumber.
But doesn't it also give you insightful stuff?
Sometimes, yeah. So that's why it's both, I guess you could say.
Okay.
So you think kids spending, countless hours on the internet
I think
is
that's
making
too much. Yeah.
Too much?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Because you don't need to be. What were you doing before you had computers? I mean, I have an iPhone, iPad, computer. Like I'm a child of that, but I just do it all for homework.
Okay. So you strictly use the internet for homework work?
Pretty much, yeah.
So no social media, no Facebook,
no Facebook, nothing.
Twitter, no that?
I don't do any of that.
Okay.
Don't you think using the internet for school is also...
It does help. So that's why I'm saying it could be both, yeah.
But don't you think it can be bad for you too? Like plagiarism?
For school?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, if you do that, but then you
how
there's
do you
the
know?
chance of getting in trouble for cheating.
Right.
Is this like a half and half group? Half good and half dumb?
So it's a moral deal.
I guess so.
So it depends on the individual.
I've never really thought about it.
Yeah.
Is this for your English class?
Yes. Do you think the internet has helped the world connect and become more involved and more aware, and that way more smarter in what's going on in the world?
Not necessarily, because just because you have internet doesn't mean you're going to learn about like world issues or problems.
Why is
Those
that?
kids are
What
on
about
there
with
for Facebook or
okay, but then we have social media. Instantly, you know about Amber Alerts go out. You know about kidnapping. You know about murders. You know about rapes.
Yeah, but
so if everybody knows.
Not necessarily, because if you're on Facebook, it's not like it pops up like an Amber Alert. I don't know. I don't have it, but right. So.
Well, people do comment.
Okay. I know they comment. Like I know there's boards. Like my parents have it. I don't, but which is weird.
So. I guess information is a lot faster now. So.
Yeah, it is faster, but I don't necessarily.
So in general, do you think that makes society smarter or more dumb?
Does it make you smarter just because you know about world events?
Why is that?
Why would it make you smarter just because you know about it?
Well, if you know about it.
Just being informed. You're informed, not necessarily smarter. Is that what you were looking for?
Not necessarily.
Oh,
but that's
like
good.
there you go.
Informed. Like that. So you think people that are informed aren't necessarily smart?
Like I can be aware of something, but that doesn't mean I know anything about it or that it's going to make me any smarter.
So where do you get your news from?
I don't watch the news.
Oh.
I don't like to know about things that can't help. So I don't really like to know about it.
Why is that?
Just a personal preference, I guess.
So overall, do you think the world is smarter with the internet or dumber?
No. I think they're dumber.
Dumber?
Truthfully. I mean, you can read a newspaper to get all your information, I guess.
Right. How do you know the newspaper's credible?
Depends on the newspaper. Like you're not going to go read the Inquirer, right? I think it's true.
Right. Can't it depend on the site also?
It can, yeah, but I just don't look at, like if I want to know my world news, I'm not like Googling it to look,
So you take things at face value?
Depends on the situation.
So if you went on the okay, so you're doing research for a school project. You went on the internet and you look at a government site versus say an
Like a
author
made-up
book site. Yeah. Which would you take either one at face value?
Probably not. Because you don't necessarily know what source that's coming from or if it was made up.
Okay. So what about the government site?
You don't necessarily know if that's a legible
Maybe you
site.
go onto like usagov.com and look at statistics for car rides.
Maybe, but that's also statistics. Like it's not necessarily like a guaranteed fact.
Okay. So you question it.
Say how much of that's really true and how many people did you really ask or no? Like what is that based on?
So you would do more research and dig a little bit further
probably not necessarily the internet. Like I'm a fan of libraries. Like I go in there and read the books.
So that's your go-to source.
Usually credible.
Do you think the library makes you smarter?
I would think so, but nothing makes you smarter unless you're actually looking to study, unless you're actually retaining the information. Because you can read 100 books and not necessarily ever retain it.
Okay. So what about people reading on the internet? They retain stuff.
They do.
So does that make them smarter?
Can't decide. I don't know if that makes you smarter or not. It's up to you if you retain it or not.
Right. So I guess what I'm getting at is you go to the library and you retain your information. What would be the difference if you're going on the internet and retaining that same information?
It's not necessarily credible.
Okay, so how is the library more credible than the
Because most books that are published, will let you know if it's like a true source or not.
Okay.
A true fact. You could say it on the internet, it's not always true. So.
Okay. Good. Anybody else have any questions?
I'll say I've got these two right here. No one else is saying.
Oh yeah, where are you
The
going?
designated
You're the speakers?
questions. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
Is that it?
Anna.
Anna, James.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.